Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Sorry if my voice is a little bit off. So today we are going to dissect the Huda Beauty Nude Palette. This, believe it or not, is my first Huda Beauty product ever. I am very curious because not a lot of palette has a wide range of texture. This has matte, shimmer, what else? Multi-reflective shadows, and it has pressed glitters, pressed pearl, so a lot of texture in one palette. This contains 15 eyeshadows, but before getting into that, let's dissect the packaging. So it comes in this frosted plastic box like that, and you can see all the description here at the back. And then the actual palette, oh, this is so cute. Oh! This palette, as you can tell, has her signature face looking down, and inside it has this protective sheet that you can remove. Here's the palette. This one actually has 18 eyeshadows. Sorry, I said 15 before. In 5 ready-to-layer textures, it has 10 buttery mattes, 4 multi-reflective shadows, which is this, and this. Those are the 4 multi-reflective shadows. It has 2 pressed glitters, which are this Excite and Infatuated. It has 1 pressed pearl, which I'm guessing this Kinky, and it has 1 concealer base. So rarely will you find a palette also that has a concealer base. I guess this is nice to have for when you want to have a cut crease. I wanted to swatch this on my arm, but I know a lot of YouTubers has already done that. Not just to be unique, but I find that when you swatch it on your arm, it looks very different when you swatch it on your eye. So I am going to swatch every shadow on my eyes. Look to my eyes. I pray that you'll be safe, and I pray that you wouldn't be bleeding by the end of this video. But seriously, when I look at the swatches on the arm, it's really different when you put it on your eye. So I'm gonna try to really swatch everything on my eye. So I'm going to start with the first row with the swatches. So I'm going to start with Bare. I think with this, I'm just going to put this on my brow bone. So I didn't prime my eyes, but it has concealer on it, a little concealer on it. So far so good. Like blending wise, it blends well. Yeah, this is a good brow bone color. It really cleaned up my brow bone, and I like that it's matte. I don't really like a lot of shimmer when cleaning up my brow bone. I think could also be worn on the lid like that. Oh, okay. Now that it's on my lid, can you see that? It has a pink tone on it. It's not really beige like the usual base color. It has a little pink in it. So this could be perfect all over the eyes. Base is what you call it. And then you can later put on some color on top. So now I'm going to try Crave. Usually for glitters or for this multi-reflective eyeshadows, I use a glitter base like the Urban Decay one, but today I'm just gonna use my fingers and then apply it on. Oh, wow. The gold is kind of greenish. Glitter, I don't know if my camera can pick it up. It has a little green on it. This is just one swipe and it's very pigmented, and when you swatch it on, it is for real super smooth. It's like cream, but like it's dry when you put it on. So the third color would be Play. I think that this will be a good crease color, so I'm just gonna put it on my crease. I find that I always need to dip onto the palette because this color doesn't drag. Like wherever you put it, it'll stay there, but like it doesn't drag it. It's not blotchy or anything. I just find that I always need to dip into the palette so the color can show up. So this eyeshadow play, I guess it's perfect for a transition color, or if you just want a wash of color during the day, because it's very light. Even if you actually put on more product, that's gonna be the end result. So the third one is Fantasy. I find that the multi-reflective eyeshadows are easier to apply. So with this color Fantasy, the base looks like a shimmery wine plummy color, and then the shimmer specks look like it has like a rose gold tint to it. I think Fantasy and Play would really look good together. Play would really look good as a transition color, because right now as I'm looking at it, it really needs that pinky peachy tone on top. Next color would be Love Bite. I think that this is the darkest color from all of the eyeshadows. I'm gonna put this on the base of my lid. Oh, it's a lot of fallout, but I didn't really tap it. Just gonna tap it. See what I mean with the matte eyeshadows? So wherever you lay your, of course wherever you lay your brush the first time, that would have the most concentration of color, but it's kind of hard to like really drag it. So you really need to dip again, tap, and then apply. Okay, there's a little bit of a learning curve to the matte colors, so I am going to really just apply it, not all over, but on one spot, just so it's not blotchy like this one. Like you can see how this one's really dark and then it doesn't really blend. So I'm gonna tap. Oh, there's a lot there. And then maybe place it on the base, so that's the darkest part. And then whatever is left, I'm just gonna blend it. Okay, so this now is working out. So you have to be really careful with placement. You can really stain the part that you put the product first, and it's quite hard to blend the mattes. So there's a learning curve to it. So as you can tell, this is the first time I use a shadow, and this is the second lid where I use a shadow and I kind of know how to work it out. With any product, I guess there's always a learning curve. Like with MAC eyeshadows, I find that you can actually really swirl your brush and just drag it to where you want it to be. With this shadow, especially the matte ones, the glitter ones are very easy to apply. It's really like very soft and silky and satiny that you can just drag it very softly. But with the mattes, I find that maybe because it's very pigmented, that it's hard to drag. So you really want to know where you want to place this. So placement is key, and then you really have to work on one area and then the next. Say like this, you just can't think that when you put it here you can just drag it up. You would stain the part that it landed on first, and it's quite hard to really blend it out. This color is called SPANK. Okay, let's see. I'm also going to put this on the base. Ooh, using a dual fiber brush, I feel like this would be, oh yeah, this is so much better in terms of application, the dual fiber. It's blending it better. Oh my gosh, it is so much better applied with a dual fiber brush. Actually, this one is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This brush comes from another palette. I'm sorry, Huda. I have to use Anastasia. And I'm sorry, Anastasia. I have to use you and Huda. I guess you're friends, right? So it's fine. On the palette, it looks like a brick purple color. It actually gives like a coral color, as you can tell, like the very blended edges of my eye. On the second row, we're going to start with lace. I'm just gonna put this on my crease because I feel like this would be a good transition color as well, because it's very light. This is the type of color that what you see is what you get. Like This is the color on the palette, and it's pretty much what it is on my crease. And again, since it's matte, I have to dip it, put it, I guess. Just for the crease, I dip more than 3 times. But it's really good color for transitioning. Okay, the next one is, this one is called Daydream. Oh, it's like really like a champagne, pink champagne color. Oh wow, it's so pretty. All the multi-reflective glitters I'm really digging because it's so easy to apply, and I just like the really small specks of glitters on top. It's very small and very subtle that it's like really perfect. This one you don't need to have a base because when you swipe it on, instantly you'll have that shimmer base, and then it has that glittery specks on top. So this one is like a champagne-y pink color. Oh, honestly, the multi-reflective eyeshadows on this palette are amazing, amazing. So the next one is called Tickle. Let's try on this side on my lid, and then on the other side just on my crease. Ooh, I feel like this Tickle and SPANK is the same color. It's just this one has a more of a pink undertone. So when you see when I blend this out, the edges looks more pink, and the other one, which is SPANK, looks more peach when blended out. The other side of my eyes, I'm gonna use this as my crease color. So I feel like this color looks better as a transition color because of that pinky tone when you blend it out. It's very light when you put it on the lid, but if that's what you're going for, it's perfectly fine too. So the next shadow will be Excite. This will be the first time I'm going to swatch the glitter shadows from this palette. Wow, you don't even need like a glitter base. This really lays on your lid like a dream. Of course, this is not the kind of shadow that you can wear by itself. You really need a base. So the next one will be this color called Infatuated, and this is the last glitter shadow from the palette. So there's only 2, Excite and Infatuated, but already I can tell that it will have like that green speckles to it. Yes. So this one has rose gold and green glitter, and this also is really easy to apply just with your fingers. I don't know, on camera it looks like it's a dark plummy glitter. In person it looks like a rose gold and green glitter. I guess depending also on your base, it would show off its true color. So the last shadow from this row is called Kinky, and I wanted to use my fingers to swatch this instead of a brush because this is the only pressed pearl on the palette. So I'm just going to use my fingers. Oh wow. I am in love with this color. Like a shimmery wine tone with like a pink iridescent to it. If my lid is not so beaten up, this would look so bomb. I love it. I love this color. So this eyeshadow just won my heart. This would be my favorite eyeshadow of all the shadows on the palette. So easy to put on and so easy to blend. So that's the end of the second row, and if you're wondering how my lids are, it is really stinging like crazy. It hurts now. So I can't wait to finish the last row. We are going to use concealed, maybe just on my lid. It kind of reminds me of the MAC Painterly paint pot but it has like a thinner consistency. And I saw a hack on YouTube. They put a tape on top of this, so if the shadow will go and fall on top of that concealer, it wouldn't grab the shadows. So the next would be Secret. I'm just gonna put this on my crease because it's a very light color. I feel like this row has the earthy brown tones. So again, this is Secret. It still has that plummy color to it. I thought that this would have just a neutral brown color to it, like a cool brown color, but it actually has a purple tone to it. The next one will be Tease, and I'm also going to put this on my crease. Again, looking at the palette, it looks like a cool tone brown, but as you can tell on my lid, it's very purple. Okay, so we are done with the last 3 shades, which is Raw, and then a multi-reflective shadow called Charmed, and Teddy. And I was thinking maybe at this point I can do like an actual eye look. So it's like hitting 2 birds in 1 stone. And plus, my lid is very irritated at the moment. It needs some TLC and I just need to get this over with. So let's just combine the 3 of them. No, let's start with Teddy. I'm gonna put this on my crease. So it has like a brown orangey tone to it, but I can still see a little pink. I'm not sure if it's because my brush still has that pink tint, but it has a little tint of pink. Let me swatch it on my arm. Okay, no. It's supposed to be just like a warm brown color. So I'm just gonna use this brush to see what it really looks like. Okay, yeah. I guess my other brush has that purple color. No, it actually has a purple tint to it if you put more. So I'm gonna put Raw, which is this color, on my outer crease. So I feel like Raw and SPANK kind of has the same color, but this one is deeper, the Raw. Then I'm going to use this multi-reflective eyeshadow in Charmed. Just going to use my fingers. Oh, wow. This is like a real rose gold shimmer. Oh, wow. So this is the final look. So I just put my lashes. I think this is Wispy Me Away by Velour. And no, I think this is You Complete Me by Velour. And then I put Crush Lipstick by Anastasia. I actually surprisingly am so impressed with the palette. I am giving this an 8 stars out of 10. The 2 stars deducted from the 10 is because it is actually 85 or 86 Canadian dollars. Plus tax, it amounts to $96. And that's quite expensive for a palette, although this has 18 eyeshadows. Usually those multi-textured eyeshadows you can only get by itself. Like a one pot, like from ColourPop or from Urban Decay, and I don't know how much that is, but it usually comes in a pot, single pot, instead of a palette, so I guess that made this palette more expensive. The other star that is deducted from this palette is because they're matte eyeshadows. It's quite hard to blend. It stains where you put it first, and then it's really hard to like drag it. So you always have to dip your brush onto the palette, put it on your lid, dip, put it on your lid. And there's 10 matte eyeshadows to this, so I deducted that 1 star from it. But with regards to the multi-reflective eyeshadows, the glitters, the pressed pearl, they are absolutely amazing. The colors are really, really nice. I wish they have a gold color so it'll be perfect for my brides. They have like a peachy gold, rose gold, but they don't have like a yellow gold to this palette, and I wish they had, so it would be perfect for my bride. But I would still add this to my bridal kit because I really fell in love with the multi-reflective eyeshadows from this palette. Thank you so much guys for watching. If you're wondering how my lids are, they feel kind of raw, but don't worry, tonight I'm gonna give them some TLC. I'm gonna pack on some aloe vera gel, some eye cream, and then I'm going to put a cold compress. Oh my god, just imagining what I'm gonna do tonight makes me feel so good and looking forward to it. Thank you again so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye!